Good evening, everyone. I'm Paul Legron in for Jameson.
And I'm Wendy Ryan. Thank you for joining us. We begin tonight with an I-Team investigation tracking your money. We're spotlighting Cyber Florida, a state agency based in Tampa. Retired NSA Director Mike McConnell was picked to lead it without a single other person interviewed, and an agreement he wouldn't even have to move to Florida just for the job. Now, I-Team investigator Adam Walser has uncovered emails McConnell sent to a friend, raising questions about how he filled that number 2's job.
I think we're sharing with you the characterization of what we know.
Vice Admiral Mike McConnell has worked with America's top leaders for 3 decades.
The person listening to what I had to say every day was the President and the Secretary of Defense and the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs.
He served as director of the National Security Agency under 2 presidents before going to work for defense contractor Booz Allen.
We've got a lot of aspirations for the future.
Last February, University of South Florida President Stephen Corral asked McConnell to lead Cyber Florida, a state agency supporting cybersecurity education, research, and outreach located on the USF campus.
So he said, look, I'd like for you to take over as the executive director. And I said, well, you know, I don't want to move to Florida.
Under his employment agreement, McConnell doesn't have to move here, but he is required to spend 2 days a month at USF. So far, that hasn't happened. He's only been to Tampa 4 times due to the pandemic.
You and I are having this conversation like we're sitting in the same room. And I have a little bit of a bandwidth problem. I live in a remote area. But I'm on the telephone with Cyber Florida.
McConnell is paid $450,000 a year from public and private funds for a 16-hour work week.
Do you think that some people would have a problem with your compensation as $450,000 as the CEO of Cyber Florida?
No, I don't think so.
That's 3 times the salary of Florida's governor and $50,000 more than President Biden is paid.
For me to do this, I had to step back from my time at Booz Allen to take the job. It basically cut my salary in half.
You're making $1,000 an hour at Booz Allen?
Probably more.
McConnell was given the green light to hire a full-time staff director. The position was advertised by USF on April 17, 2020.
It seemed like they needed a Jane of all trade.
Dr. JENICE, a military veteran with multiple degrees and 20 years experience in business and higher education, was among 4 qualified finalists for the position, including 2 minorities selected for an interview.
So you were pretty excited about it?
Oh, very excited. Very excited. I mean, it's a position with Cyber Florida, you know, working with USF. Who wouldn't want to have that type of opportunity, especially to give back to a community that I currently live in?
Attorney DANIELA, CARRION, who specializes in employment law, says the job posting appeared to follow normal university hiring practices.
They have an office called the Office of Diversity, Inclusion, and Equal Opportunity. They set up the policies and protocols for hiring.
The interview was canceled.
2 days before her scheduled interview, ARMSTEAD received an email canceling it, saying at this time we are not proceeding with recruiting for this job opening.
I was taken aback and disappointed because that was a position that I really felt I could do a lot of professional good in.
McConnell's friend and former Booz Allen colleague Ron Sanders, who worked in another department at USF, was given the opportunity. In email sent weeks before the job posting, Sanders and McConnell discussed the job description, which Sanders referred to as mine. Sanders created an organizational chart with his name on it and even wrote a press release about his appointment that he forwarded to his future boss.
In this case, what we see is kind of like a backdoor handshake deal.
Sure, we're coordinating because we plan to do this together. And somewhere along the line, one of our younger staff members said, hey, you know, you have to compete this. And we said, oh, goodness, we didn't know that. Okay, let's go through the process and advertise, and we'll do it appropriately.
McConnell says after advertising the position, he learned Sanders could be transferred within the university without Cyber Florida having to consider other candidates, and he canceled the interviews.
Why did HR not tell you about all this before you, approved this job description, advertised it, scheduled interviews, set up a committee, and all these things?
Right hand, left hand.
6 days before the job was even posted, Sanders seemed to know about the transfer process, telling McConnell in an email, "Thanks for pushing my realignment through. I know you had to do some convincing."
In Sanders' case, he was finishing his academic time. We had already talked about him moving over, which was legitimate. We wanted to do that. And so Dean Eisenberg just wrote him the standard formatted letter to say, you know, your period's terminating here.
We obtained the letter Dean Eisenberg wrote, which was hand-delivered to Sanders in August 2019, 6 months before McConnell even took the job at Cyber Florida. It was a notice of non-reappointment, telling him it is no longer in the university's best interest to continue your appointment, meaning Sanders' employment would be terminated at the end of the academic term. In late May 2020, Sanders emailed McConnell, quote, "We're reaching crunch time," saying he lost his university title on May 7th. Quote, "I have none unless and until my transfer to Cyber Florida is effected," he wrote. Days later, Sanders resigned from the position he claimed in that email he no longer held, and McConnell appointed him to the new job at a $159,000 a year salary.
Based on my background with Dr. Sanders, I'd like to move him over, and they agreed to that.
I think the fact that it is a large university, we would hope that through their policies and procedures, there would be more transparency, but I think this is a case where we can see that that's just not happening.
Do you think you should have been able to just make your case at the very least?
Absolutely. I think I should have. I think all candidates have a right. This is a situation that shouldn't have happened.
It was just a mistake on our part. New people, misinformed, took a step, shouldn't have, and we stepped back and corrected and moved on.
I'm I-Team investigator Adam Walser taking action for you.
Meanwhile, McConnell hired another former Booz Allen colleague in January at a salary of $250,000, which is 2.5 times the amount his predecessor earned. That Cyber Florida employee resigned earlier this month.